A man regains consciousness beside an overturned car deep in the woods, with no memory of who he is or how he got there. Stumbling onto a road, he follows it toward a nearby town. Before he can reach it, a speeding car nearly runs him down, swerving off the road and crashing. Rushing to the wreck, he discovers the driver is already dead. He grabs her phone and dials for help, but the dispatcher struggles to hear him. When asked for his name, he's hit with the chilling realization he doesn't know. Searching his pockets, he finds a driver's license, but it bizarrely lists him as having no name. Suddenly, a dead bird drops onto the crashed car, startling him into fleeing. He eventually reaches a small roadside diner, only to find every person inside lifeless. Moments later, a van smashes outside, its driver dead as well. Panicked, he rips off part of his sleeve to cover his face, snatches a map, and bolts into the woods. Following another road, he comes across a house that feels strangely familiar. A light glows inside, but no one answers when he knocks, so he forces his way in through the back. Exploring the home, he plays a voicemail greeting and is stunned to hear his own voice. His name is Liam. A fragmented memory of being stranded on a boat flashes before him. Later, stepping out of the shower, he tunes into a news broadcast that threatens to unravel even more of the mystery. Rumors spread that the crisis could be linked to biological warfare, but officials refuse to confirm whether the air is even safe to breathe. Inside his home, Liam patches the broken glass on his door when he notices someone moving across the field. He shouts for the man to leave, warning him it's too dangerous outside, but the stranger can't hear. Liam writes the warning down and holds it up. As the man stumbles closer, he suddenly collapses lifeless into a ditch. Shaken, Liam begins documenting everything he knows while listening to more news reports. Authorities claim there have only been 2 similar incidents, both localized, but their reassurances feel hollow. A crow's caw draws Liam outside. When he approaches, the bird drops dead at his feet. The terrifying thought dawns on him. Could he be the source of these deaths? He paces the property, trying to calculate a safe perimeter around his house. When a car appears on the road, he panics, terrified the driver might die if they get too close, and rushes back inside. Later, he nearly dials 911 but hesitates, deciding instead to drag a heavy line from the shed and box up all the food from his kitchen. As he fortifies the shed, the news updates again, ruling out a virus as the cause. Then Liam spots a dog wandering outside and quickly boards up the remaining windows. That night, police arrive, searching for him after finding his abandoned truck. Liam hides as officers sweep the property. Just as one of them approaches the shed, a murder of crows plummets from the sky, lifeless. Horrified, the officer freezes, telling her partner it's the same as what happened at the diner. They retreat and leave. That night, Liam dreams of the car crash, only to wake to the sound of a real car pulling up. From the window, he sees a woman slipping into his house. Startled, he makes a noise, giving away his position. Suddenly, there's a knock at the door. A woman's voice calls out, saying she only wants to talk. Liam hesitates, then finally opens the door, and to his surprise, she doesn't collapse like the others. She explains that she was with him in the truck during the accident. Liam doesn't recognize her and insists he never saw her there. He admits his memory is gone, and she confesses she doesn't remember anything either. She asks to come inside, but Liam resists, until the little dog sniffs around his ankle and survives. Realizing he may not be the source of the strange deaths, he reluctantly lets her in. As they explore the house, Liam asks how she found him. She explains that a cop told her who the truck was registered to, and she figured he was her best chance at answers. While searching, she discovers a photo of a child. Liam has no idea who the child is, but the woman continues looking through the belongings as if trying to trigger something familiar. She insists the occurrence is already over, though Liam isn't convinced. Later, while Liam is in the kitchen, she approaches him quietly, and suddenly, he remembers seeing her climb into the truck with him before the crash. He asks if she remembers where the truck had stopped. Together, they find the location on a map near a bridge. The next morning, they set off in a car. During the drive, she studies him, as if searching for the bond between them. He asks what he should call her. She replies that at the hospital, everyone just called her Jane Doe. Liam accepts it. Jane. At the bridge, Jane admits she doesn't recognize the place at all. Liam, however, feels a strange sense of connection to her, even without memories. Jane then shares the only memory she has, a childhood dream. She says that dream is the only piece of her past she can recall. Liam reassures her, it's proof her memories are still there, buried inside her mind. Suddenly, another fragment surfaces for Jane. She remembers holding a blank piece of paper on the night of the accident. Liam urges her to leave it behind, but Jane recalls throwing the paper into the water, and how it felt like letting go of something she didn't want to carry anymore. Jane grows increasingly frustrated at her inability to remember anything. Liam suggests they revisit the crash site. Maybe the police overlooked something. On the drive, the news reports that the strange deaths don't appear to be natural at all, but possibly man-made. At the site, Liam asks if the police ever explained the crash. Jane says they didn't, though they mentioned another car wreck down the road. Liam keeps quiet. He knows he was there. They examine the scene and spot a blackened circle in the grass. It doesn't look like fire damage. A memory flashes in Liam's mind. He shows Jane where he woke up, and she points out her own spot. Liam admits that after leaving the site, the occurrence began with him, that just by being near people, it felt like he was draining the life out of them. He believes he caused the deaths, though insists it's over now. Jane recoils, terrified. He argues that something might have happened to her too, but she denies it and runs off. Liam chases her, apologizing, but she fears the phenomenon will kill her next. A passing driver slows to check on them. They wave her off, but moments later, the woman steps out and reveals she's a police officer. She says they've been searching for Liam because of where his truck was found, then suddenly collapses, dead. Jane freezes, horrified, before running from Liam. He catches up, promising she won't die. Together, they head into a field, where they spot a goat. Liam stands beside it and tells Jane to back away. As she takes a few steps, the goat suddenly drops dead. He realizes the truth. He's the one causing the deaths, but somehow she's the one who can stop it. He urges her to go with him to a hospital, somewhere far from the local police. Jane is skeptical, afraid no one will believe them, but Liam insists he needs answers. She suggests he just tell doctors he has memory problems so they'll run a CT scan. He apologizes for keeping things from her, but Jane reassures him, they're in this together. At the hospital, a doctor scolds Liam for not coming sooner and orders the scan. When the technician asks Jane to leave, they lie about Liam's claustrophobia, but she still isn't allowed inside the machine room. Instead, the technician lets her observe from the booth. Together, she and Liam watch the monitor as the scan begins. Later, outside, Liam asks if she noticed anything unusual on the screen. Jane admits she wouldn't have recognized it even if she had. Growing anxious at the delay, Liam turns on the TV in the waiting room. A breaking report covers the dead officer, and reveals that, moments before she died, she was on the phone with someone named Liam. The police discover a farmer's body on Liam's property and officially label him armed and dangerous. Liam and Jane try to slip out of the hospital, but spot officers already swarming the entrance. Forced to retreat, they bump into Liam's doctor, who quickly tells him his scan came back clear. Nothing unusual was found. Before he can say more, Jane drags Liam away as the police close in. They sprint through the halls with officers in pursuit, managing to lose them in the maze of corridors. Liam ducks into an elevator just as Jane notices a stack of missing person pamphlets. One looks hauntingly familiar. She suddenly remembers the paper she threw off the bridge. It wasn't blank. It was a missing person flyer, about her. Before she can show Liam, the elevator doors close, separating them. As the lift descends, Liam urges the other passengers to run the second the doors open. When they do, everyone bolts in panic. Jane races down the stairs to catch up, and they finally reconnect on the second floor, narrowly avoiding more cops before escaping the hospital. Later, they hole up in a car on private property. Jane recalls a memory, an overwhelming sense that she could never return to her old life. Liam suggests they rest and face things fresh in the morning. They fall asleep in the car, though Liam wakes from a nightmare of the crash and notices something startling. Jane is wearing a wedding band. The next morning, Jane listens to the news. Authorities announce that they know she's with Liam, and they've identified her. Her husband, Sam, speaks at a press conference, begging for her to come home and insisting he loves her. Shaken, Jane tells Liam they should meet him. Maybe Sam can help restore her memory. Liam, worried it's too dangerous for him, urges her to go alone. But Jane refuses. What if Sam is tied to her disappearance? After a heated argument, she convinces Liam to go with her. They find Sam's address in the phone book and drive over. When Sam steps outside to take out the trash, Jane immediately recognizes him. She calls him over and insists he get in the car. Sam is stunned, recognizing Liam from the news, and asks if she's safe. Jane doesn't explain, she just pleads with him to trust her. Later, the three of them stand in a field. Liam and Jane recount everything that's happened, but Sam doesn't buy any of it. Worse, he refuses to believe that his own wife no longer remembers him. Sam threatens to call the police, but Jane warns him that if he doesn't help, she'll have no choice but to leave with Liam. Meanwhile, Liam experiments with a group of pigeons, showing Sam what happens when he and Jane aren't close enough together. The birds collapse. Terrified, Sam reluctantly agrees to help. He brings them to his store, offering it as a safe hideout for a couple of days. Jane insists they need a scientist, someone who can actually explain what's happening, and suggests Sam could act as their go-between. But Liam says their first priority is ditching the car. Sam agrees, knowing a place where he can take it. Later, Jane and Liam listen to news reports speculating about their mysterious relationship. While searching around, Liam stumbles on a missing person pamphlet with Jane's face, but the name printed on it is different from the one Sam gave. Almost on cue, Sam returns and admits the truth. Jane had a twin sister. Shaken, Jane demands to know what happened. Sam explains privately that after her sister vanished, Jane became consumed with finding her. The obsession pushed her into depression. Just the week before, things had gotten even worse. They'd had a huge fight, and Jane stormed off. Sam also informs her that her sister's name is Lily, and that her real name is Rose. The revelation fills in a huge gap in Jane's memory, unlocking fragments she had buried. She recalls that on the night of the crash, she had given up on searching for her sister and was about to do the unthinkable on the bridge, until Liam appeared and pulled her back, saving her life. They were driving away together when the accident happened. Grateful, Jane thanks Liam, telling him he saved her. Later, Sam finds her asleep on Liam's lap and jealousy eats at him. The next day, in a rash moment, he calls the police but regrets it immediately. When officers arrive, they separate Liam and Jane, which instantly triggers another wave of deaths. Both the cops and nearby pedestrians collapse. Horrified, Sam urges the pair to run, promising to handle things on his end. By this point, Liam begins piecing things together. He suspects that the night of the accident, they had been heading to a remote cabin he owns. On the way, they stop at a gas station where a breaking news report catches their attention. On the night of the crash, a mysterious cosmic anomaly struck Earth, right at the exact location of their accident. The two begin to wonder if this anomaly is behind everything happening to them, though they have no way to prove it. Eventually, they arrive at the secluded lakeside cabin. There, they spend hours talking about their future and the chain of events that led them here. Even if they convinced the authorities that the anomaly caused the deaths, what would it change? They'd still be confined together for life. Liam admits he feels it would be unfair to Jane, forcing her into a life as his caretaker. But Jane insists she wouldn't mind, that she could live like this. Since the cabin is so isolated, Liam considers the possibility of keeping his distance without endangering anyone. He heads to the nearby lake and climbs into a boat, while Jane, left behind, discovers a hidden journal inside the fireplace. Inside the journal are several missing person posters, each with detailed notes about the victims. As Jane flips through the pages, she freezes. Her sister's poster is among them. On the next page, she finds her own real name scrawled at the top. The horrifying truth comes crashing down. Liam was a serial killer who lured, kidnapped, and murdered women. Out on the lake, Liam begins experiencing the same flashbacks. He remembers everything: how he killed Jane's sister and dumped her body in the water, and how Jane was meant to be his next victim. That night on the way to the cabin, he had tried to drug her, but Jane fought back, causing the car to crash. Both survived, but the cosmic anomaly struck at that exact moment, trapping them inside a strange dome of energy. Neither could recall what happened after. Overcome with guilt, Liam stumbles out of the boat and vomits, horrified by his own past. Jane suddenly appears, pointing a gun at him. She demands that he bring her sister back from the lake. Though she wants to pull the trigger, she can't bring herself to kill him. They return to the cabin, only to find a group of armed men waiting outside. Mistaking them for terrorists, the men attack. Liam fights back and runs into the distance. Two men point their guns at him to stop, so Liam halts and moves a little further away from Jane. Suddenly, both men collapse and die. Jane tries to run, but another man shoots her. As Liam approaches him, that man also dies. Gravely wounded, Jane collapses as Liam rushes her to the hospital, watching helplessly as doctors take her away. No longer identifying with the monster he once was, Liam is consumed with shame and revulsion for his past crimes. In the end, he makes the ultimate sacrifice, choosing death over risking more innocent lives. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe for more mind-bending recaps.